welcome back to Sis to Sis. Nice to see you all again. We've had lots of interest we talk about crystals a lot throughout our videos, and we've had a lot of you asking us what are these crystals that we speak of, what do you do with them, what are the most common ones, if I want to use them for a specific reason, can you give us some advice? So that's what we're doing today. So today we're actually out in the open. We're at Virginia Waters today. We've decided to take the children out, and while we do that, I thought it'd be an absolutely great idea to charge our crystals because we're out in the elements, and some of you may know that crystals are an element from the earth, as we are, as our plants, as our animals, as our flowers. So that's why we use crystals for healing. We charge our crystals in the sun. And some people charge them in the moon, and you might have heard certain artists say that they have crystals and they charge them in the moon. We don't do that. We associate that with a different type of practice, and neither of us are any mystic makes out here.
No.
We do not want to give you any false information, so if you want more information about how other people charge their crystals, how they cleanse them, you are free to Google, to Pinterest, to do your research on crystals. There's so much information out there. There are heaps of books about crystals and how to use them. And from a standpoint, as some people think, if they're of a faith, of a biblical faith or an Islamic faith, that crystals are not to be used.
Yes.
And I just want to say that I've done my research, and crystals were stated very much so in biblical times. King David himself wore breastplate when he was in the proximity of the Ark of the Covenant, and he wore breastplate which had 12 precious stones on it. I believe that those precious stones are not the stones we use. They were probably the real sapphires, rubies, emeralds that we no longer have in our possession anymore, some of which are locked in many vaults across Europe, and belong to certain people who wear them and parade.
Yes.
We won't go into that, but
No.
we know certain people have been taking things from the earth and taking things from other people's countries for a very long time. So what we are left with actually is what might be they're called semi-precious crystals, semi-precious stones or semi-precious gems. Not in the purest form of, say, a diamond or emerald, but they have immense properties, and literally we're gonna list them.
Yes.
We're gonna, at the end of showing you all the crystals, we'll talk about how we've charged them, how to cleanse your crystals, and the different ways in which you do that. So Charlie's going to start going through one or two crystals, and then I'm going to show you some of my favourites too. And these are the main ones that most people have. There's basic essentials in their crystal collection.
Yes. And also, if you are taking up an interest in crystals, you don't actually have to get the ones that we have here. We have, over a period of sort of years and whatever, really been
Decades.
gifted with some of them.
Yeah.
So it depends on what you want your crystals for. Crystals are associated with, or the specific coloured crystals are associated with specific chakras, your 7 chakras. So when it comes to healing, if you are looking to heal a specific part of you or a specific energy, or there's something you want to do, sort of clarity within your home, sort of things like that, then there are colours and types of crystals that are sort of more suited to that. There are also combinations of crystals that you can put together that amplify things or harness a certain thing within you. Right, let me just run through the ones I have here today, which is, as you said, a small selection of the ones that we have. Okay, so most people may or may not know this stone. It's peridot, a yellow stone.
Okay,
Peridot.
it looks very similar to this. Is it citrine?
Citrine.
Yeah.
Sorry, it is citrine. My green is the peridot.
Okay.
This is citrine.
Okay.
Citrine promotes joy, growth, and renewal. Obviously, joy, self-explanatory. Growth within yourself, opportunities, prospects, things like that, and obviously renewal. Sometimes you need a renewal of energy. So that in itself, the one that you have there,
So
the
they
smooth
come in
version,
different tones of orange.
different tones of sort of yellow.
yellow.
They're more
okay.
of a yellow, but yeah, some will sort of be smooth, some will be sort of raw,
Yeah.
hard. So citrine
Okay.
is good for that.
For joy.
Joy, growth, and renewal.
Okay. Excellent.
Right, this one is a one that my lovely nephew, I won't mention his name on camera, gifted me a few years ago. It's been in my house on display ever since. This is called Larimar. Larimar actually is connected with relaxation, Peace and communication. I'm sure we could all do with peace in our home, relaxation in our home,
and communication.
and good communication.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I think I need one of those. My son can buy me one.
Thank you, big nephew. But I think your mum now wants one of these.
Okay.
Okay, right. This is just another bit of clear quartz that I have. Okay, this is sodalite. Sodalite is also promotes communication, self-expression, and truth. Obviously, again, we all want to tap into our truth. We all want to be able to express ourselves well, and we all want good communication.
That would be a nice one actually to have as like a pendant, wouldn't it?
It once was a pendant.
Okay.
As you can see, my children sometimes buy these for me on school trips or when we go places. I think we went to a farm, and my older son actually bought this for me one day, but because I wanted it with the rest of the crystals, I sort of detached it from the necklace.
Okay. This is one, we've got quite a lot of this. It feels like we've been to, produce them ourselves. But this is rose quartz, pink in colour, linked to the heart actually. So that's a good one to remember. Pink linked to love and emotions and feelings. It's a nice one. So we've got various actually. This is a smooth one. This is more finished, refined. These ones are more raw. So we've got lots of rose quartz. This is good for relationships. So if you're having issues within your relationships, use it. Put it in your bed, put it under your mattress, things like that. If you want just to feel love, if you are suffering from like a lack of feeling secure, safe and loved, this is a good one to carry with you. So if you've got childhood issues around based with family love, unconditional love, this is a really good crystal to use. Any sort of emotional, and if you want to detach from specific entanglements, rose quartz is a good one to use as well. And then amethyst is one that I use a lot. So my collection is a lot smaller than Charlie's, to be fair. I use a lot of rose quartz, amethyst and Shanghai. So but next is the amethyst. Amethyst is purple, linked to your third eye chakra, and I use this a lot for clarity, for creativity actually as well, and like healing. So sometimes if I've watched a lot of television, been on social media a lot, and feel like my channel is really clogged, I actually just place this one on my forehead and meditate, rest with it. Sometimes, as I said, sometimes I put my crystals in my bath and I have a relaxing bath with them. So it really depends on what you need, but this is specifically for healing and clarity and your third eye chakra. So if you want, your thought process, you're creative, thinking if you're starting a business, starting a YouTube channel, amethyst is a good one. And crystals are energy, basically. They're transferable energy. They get their energy sources from how they're created, and they provide a balance. So if you are able to have two of crystals, sometimes that helps, because if you'd like to sort of hold them to do your meditation, or just to be with the crystals, be still with them, it's really nice to have two, one in each hand, and that provides just when the energy source is coming through you, it just provides a better balance of you and your spirit and your energy. So that's a good thing to bear in mind. Charlie, what else do you have in your collection?
Definitely, and also, sorry, just to go back to the fact that we were talking about charging them, if you think of these crystals as solar panels, which they actually are, they are solar panels that absorb the energy from the sun. So when you then meditate with them, or like Tan said, if you put them on your head when meditating, or in the bath or in the bed, you are then getting back that transference of energy that you have charged them with back to you throughout your sleep or your bath or your meditation.
So because you take that energy, they need
take that energy,
recharging.
yes.
And sometimes you can charge your crystals. So
can.
if you're feeling a certain type of emotion, or you're quite in a happy place, it's good to use your energies and store that energy for when you need that again.
Definitely.
Or to pass it to someone else.
Exactly. And if you have small ones like the rose quartz we were talking about, but sort of small ones like this, you can actually take them around with you in your handbag, in your pocket, if you're going to an interview, if you're going to sort of an engagement, a private engagement or things like that. You can take some of your crystals with you, depending on what sort of energy you want to bring to that space with you.
And I understand that one of these crystals is like the the crystal of the pack, and it can be used in combination with other crystals to kind of boost it. Do you want to talk about that one, Sean?
Okay, right. This one would be clear quartz, which I think you have another bit somewhere.
I have it. It looks really different.
Yeah, that's okay. It comes in so many different forms. Like you can see, there's all the different raw forms. Clear quartz is classed as the master healer of all the stones, being that it can literally, it absorbs energy. So from us, if you're going through something, it absorbs the energy, it regulates it, and it sort of reflects it back. This is why your crystals also need charging. If it has taken that all from you, you now need to sort of cleanse it and recharge it. And when I say cleanse, I mean wash. Washing up, like literally just, you can wash your crystals in a sink, sort of give them a scrub, and then put them in the sun to dry and charge.
I actually wash mine in Himalayan salt.
Okay,
I don't know why, I just prefer to use, I think because the Himalayan salt looks like a crystal itself, I just kind of set a basin and soak them in that and then put them out in the garden again. I also have used bay leaves, so burn bay leaves or sage around the crystals to kind of purify. Bay leaves I do burn as a purifier as well,
so do
especially as if you have respiratory issues. It's really good for changing the air and for helping you open up your airways and providing breathing.
Definitely.
So, but that the air that creates around the crystals can be used to cleanse crystals as well.
Definitely. As you said before, clear quartz is not only the master healer. As you said, it can be used in combination with others. So if you were to sort of mix the amethyst with the clear quartz, the sodalite and the rose quartz, those four together as a combination actually help promote intuition. So if you are having difficulties with understanding your own thoughts, sort of recognising your gut feelings, what is it telling me going forward?
Like a stuck moment.
And you don't even know what your owner self is sort of telling you. These four together would be fantastic to meditate, to sit in a pot, literally put them around you, meditate, put them on you, sleep with them in your bed, go wherever you're going with them, but those four together would most definitely help you with healing and intuition.
Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. Yeah,
definitely. So so we can do combinations. Okay, then we have a lovely green one, which is peridot. Peridot is I think I may have got them mixed up with the citrine and the peridot earlier. Citrine is actually for brightness, positive energy and clearing.
Citrine is one I use as well for sometimes if I need a creative boost, even more so than the amethyst. Like if we're doing something new at work, some planning or something, and to boost my confidence as well. So if I'm going into somewhere new, I might take my citrine in my pocket, for example. Okay.
So unfortunately, obviously when I explained the citrine, I actually gave the information about the peridot. So peridot is joy, growth and renewal, which we went through a little bit earlier. So if I just flip, obviously the citrine would be for brightness. So if you're sort of feeling in a dark space, brightness, you want brightness, as you said, that creative space, that positive energy and clearing of things from around you and in you, it would be that one. Right, I'll leave some over to you now.
Oh, I've got shungite, lots of shungite. This has become very popular in the recent months because it's very good at it comes from parts of Russia, and it's a really good stone for blocking out EMFs, which is electronic magnetic fields. So 5G came along and everybody sort of became aware of having to mute those transitions that were put out, especially with the new iPhone upgrades and phone masks going everywhere. So Charlie actually bought some small amounts of shungite for the children to carry around with them. I have one that I put on my phone at night because I don't turn my phone off because I need it for an alarm, etc. So I move my phone from my bed and I just rest this on it. I know some people have the connectable shungite patches that they just carry around on their phone. A lot of people wear shungite to protect them, so they get necklaces made, rings made from this to protect them from the EMFs. Shungite is also used for getting rid of negative energies. So negative people, negative places, if you're going into them, if you've been into them, meditate with your shangite, keep your shangite with you. So if you're feeling low, feeling like depression, anxiety, any sort of panic, and you feel like a negative force around you, reach your shangite, guys. Some people use shangite as well for purifying water. They put their shangite stones within water, and it will alkaline your water for you, more or less. It purifies your water, so it's also used for that. Many uses for shangite, but the most is to get rid of negative energy and to repel the EMFs, which again is electromagnetic fields. So any radiation, pollution, things like that.
And the place that we tend to get most of our shangite from is the Ankh Wellbeing Centre.
Yeah, Ankh Wellbeing. Shout out to our sis down at Ankh Wellbeing Centre. They've recently moved from West 12. They were in Adelaide Grove, selling a range of fantastic crystals. Now they are Willesden High Road in NW9.
Is it NW9 or it might be NW10? But it's
NW10, Willesden High Road. And when you go to the Ankh Wellbeing Centre, you're not just buying your product, you're actually buying all the wealth of information that they have down there. So go and check it out if you can. If you want to invest in some crystals, it's a good place to start. You can also research the internet as well for what you need, but it's a really good place to start.
Definitely. Okay, I'll just move on to the last. Well, I'll mention the last two that I have here then. This is turquoise. Most people would obviously clearly know turquoise. I think all growing up we saw a lot of turquoise jewellery. It's a colour that we all learn at school anyway. But turquoise actually heals the mind, the body and the soul. So if you're looking for a stone, a crystal that heals every part of you, it would be turquoise. It also helps with grounding. So if you're coming back into some sort of spiritual belief, or you feel like you need grounding, get some turquoise, walk around with some turquoise. This will most definitely help you. And being blue again can be related to your throat chakra. So if you're having problems with communication, if you're having problems speaking up for yourself, making a point, getting your point across, life, personal, work, turquoise probably helps you.
I missed a bit actually with the shangite. Shangite is for your root chakra. I didn't mention that. So your root chakra is your feminine area. If you've got that, your male, masculine, genitalia area is your root chakra, where life comes from. So if you are looking about fertility and things like that, it's a good one to clear your root chakra. If you're having female issues as well, which we're in our 40s now, things have started to happen. It's a good one to clear your root chakras for, to use shangite. I think we've covered quite a bit.
I think let me just mention the last two. Sorry, just going back to turquoise. Turquoise actually helps promote healing with your respiratory system, your skeletal system, and your immune system. Now, with everything going on currently with immune and respiratory, this would be a fantastic one to have in and around you. And obviously with skeletal, having fibromyalgia myself, having joint pain and knee surgery, I needed turquoise in my life. I needed something to help promote healing within my skeletal system.
So for example, you were going through that. So if you wanted to put turquoise with, say, amethyst, which is also a healing energy, and then kind of magnify it with some clear quartz, you could do that?
Potentially you could do that. If you were to go and do sort of your own personal research, the viewers, you will be able to combine certain crystals for specific things, like I said, with the sort of intuition. Like if you have the 4. If you are only working on, say, your throat chakra, the likelihood is you'll sort of be going for the blue crystals. I think I may or may not have mentioned the one that I accidentally left at home. My lovely necklace.
The one you normally wear.
Yes, which promotes intuition, spiritual wisdom, communication and clarity. So yes, it's blue obviously because it's associated with the throat chakra, so it's one that I tend to wear that's quite close to my throat. We now have a YouTube channel. We have to communicate clearly to our viewers and make sure we are connecting with people. So it is a necklace and a stone that is very precious to me. It may not be a precious stone or semi-precious, but it's probably one of the most precious to me. The last one I'll talk about is obsidian. Obsidian is an intensely protective stone. Protects you against negative physical and emotional blockages and attacks. If you are coming under fire from any which way direction, this is probably a very good one to have, but obviously it will also help you tap into your true self. If you are looking for confidence and clarity to tap into your true self, obsidian will help you do that. While protecting you. Yeah, no, seriously, while protecting you. And if you really want protection, clearly
you can boost
amplify your obsidian. If I'm going into environments that I feel my energy may be tested, or I feel my back may be up against the wall, I tend to take these two with me.
And just can we say that none of us have studied crystals as an academic form of education. None of us have taken a certificate, a course, training in how to use crystals. So this is our own experience. This is what works for us. This is what we found. This is from our research. So please do go and do your own research. If you want to get into using the power of crystals, then do it. Go for it. It does help. There's nothing you need from your GP. There's no injections, no vaccinations involved, no doctor's prescriptions involved. This is all natural ways of healing.
And I think when we were growing up, if most of us had some sort of onyx jewellery, and if you would then just go a little bit further and find out what onyx was for, or what onyx is about. It's obviously a semi-precious black stone, a bit like obsidian, but onyx actually has properties.
It's same as, I suppose, wearing gold and
wearing
copper.
gold or copper. So sometimes the things that you wear, you don't realise the connection to your ancestral history, to the natural history, to Mother Earth. And we've worn so many things that people don't even understand what they're wearing. So it's not like a big leap to sort of say, okay, you've never been around these things, sort of maybe.
It's understanding.
It's understanding.
And it's just having more knowledge. So please, 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 we advocate you go and do your research. Please, if you are in London, go and check out Wellbeing Centre. I think they're online as well. And you can go, there are many sites that sell crystals. When you're out and about, a lot of the museums have crystals in their gift shops. Have a research where they're coming from, research what properties they have, and just go for it. Use crystals. Just before we finished, a friend of mine was really ill. Currently has passed away since we started this, but he was really, really interested in crystals, and I didn't get around to actually telling him how powerful. He was interested in the arts, and I recommended he get some books and stuff. But if you know people who are currently going through different health issues and you think they could use crystals, they probably could, and they do have many benefits. Tried and tested by us, but tried and tested by millions, thousands across the world in all different walks of life and religion. So
you can also get something like this, which actually is a combination of the sort of the chakras that are, of the 7 chakras, but the crystals that are associated with those 7 chakras.
And
so if you don't want to go and get individuals and you don't know where to start, you could get something like this. So you've actually got stones that are connected to all 7.
And they have chakra bracelets, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Chakra bracelets, and so this is not something. It's not something new.
No.
Reiki is also using crystals for healing. You can research Reiki healing as well. We are not experts in Reiki healing, so we're not going to go down that route of trying to explain what Reiki is, but go and find out. We hope you've enjoyed the video. We hope you'll feel more confident to go and purchase a few crystals and see how you go. So from us,
we'd like to say goodbye, but can you please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and please keep coming back. And if there's anything you'd like us to discuss or talk about, if there's anything of importance, obviously everything is important, but if there's anything more important that you'd kind of like us to discuss and raise, or something that we've spoken about already that you'd like us to expand on, please hit the comments.
Also our email is sis2sis now without the underscore at gmail.com. So you could drop us an email, you can go to our Instagram and leave a comment there, or direct message us. You can also like and put comments in this under here. So from us at Virginia Waters and our families, sis to sis, shalom.